dolls, welcome back to Sheri Approved, and today I'm going to attempt to do a makeup tutorial. I have no idea how you all got me into this, I really don't know, but so many people asked me to do a tutorial on the look that I was wearing while filming my favorites videos, so I'm going to attempt to recreate that look as close as I possibly can, a little bit softer, and I'm going to be featuring the palette that I used in that video, which was the BH ItsMyRayeRaye collab eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to show you how I use that. I use actually almost all of the shadows to create this look. I have hooded eyes, so it's going to be an interesting experience. You're going to see what I do, some of the techniques that I use, and it's very, very simple. I'm not a makeup artist. Yes, I have done makeup courses and so on, but I hope this is going to be enjoyable and hopefully satisfy the desire of some of you to see this tutorial done. Okay, so what I did is I did my right eye already, so we're going to try to get as close as possible to this on the left side, and then I'm going to do my face, and I'll be featuring the Maybelline SuperStay foundation that everybody has been asking me about as well. So let's get started. I will try to mention some of the things as I go along, and as much as possible we'll just put it up on the screen for you. So the first thing I'll do when I'm starting my eyes is I have been using the Essence eyeshadow primer. So that's this. It's actually a base and primer in one. Once that's on there, I just leave it for seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, literally. And then I'm going to set it, and I'm going to use the shadows from this palette. So I'm setting with the shadow that's called Spice. Again, this doesn't have to be neat. Everything is going to get cleaned up when we do foundation and that kind of thing. So I can't use huge blending brushes because I don't have a lot of space on my eyelid. So I go for these that are more medium size or small, and I have two that are they're different sizes, but both work, and you'll see me use them. One is the Tapered Blending 205, and one is the Blending 235 by Luxie Beauty. My favorites are Luxie and Zoeva. I use those the most. Really and truly, it's mostly about the size and how fluffy or how dense they are, depending on what I want to do with my eyeshadows. So I'm going to start with the bigger one because I'm going to be working my crease, and I'm mixing Spice and Midnight from the BH palette. And I'm just putting that in my crease. Very, very lightly, we're going to be building Spice and Midnight. And I'm taking this is above my crease. I'm not in my crease, this is above my crease. Then I'm mixing Sunset and Midnight. So that whole top row I'm actually using, and I'm just mixing the two as I go along, and it's simply to keep very blended look. So that's Sunset at Midnight. And I'm just going back and forth, very, very light strokes. And now I'm using Sunset and Friday. And now you're going to start to see a little bit more color. So Friday and Sunset, and I'm going back and forth now to build and create the base of my crease. And I'm not taking any of this on my lid yet. Right? So my crease is more or less set there. Okay? Right, then I'm going to Angel, which is the kind of orangey color, and I lightly touched it, and I'm going straight over that entire area again. Angel, which is the kind of orangey shade. I hope this is gonna show on camera. Then there's Tiffany, which is a kind of shade that's like has orange and red mixed in it, and I'm touching that a little bit. And I'm going over the same area as well, but I'm not taking it up as high as I was all the time. So it's creating a kind of sunset effect on the eye. And while I'm doing mainly windshield wiper motions, from this point now I will start to do these circular motions on the outer end, and then windshield wiper motions to blend, right? Right, I'm going to change my brush now and take a smaller blending brush. This one just has a smaller head, and I'm going to go in with Fairytale, which is how do you describe that color, boy? It's like between pink and purple. And now I'm bringing this more into the crease area. Fairytale. I tell you, I'm using like almost every shade in here in this palette to create this look, because they all just blend really, really good one on top of the other. So there we go. See how we're looking so far? Nice. Okay, so then this I got in a little travel set. It's a Luxie Beauty 2271. It's a blending brush, but it has a more tapered head. So this is going to be able to go directly into my crease, because I'm going to put a deeper color there now. It's actually a purple, and the color is called Passion. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this as though I'm making like a line right above, right in the hollow, just above the crease. I'm not taking it as high as I had blended the other shadows, because I will actually blend back some of those colors over this, and I'm just forming that line there without doing like a kind of cut crease. And I'm actually going to be taking that shade now down on my lids, right on the outer corner. And once I've put Passion a little bit on the outer corner, I'm mixing Passion and Fairytale now, taking that a little bit in on my lids, because I'm setting out the base for going in on my lids. There. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the lid, and generally I will use, look how tiny this shader brush is. Very, very tiny shader brush that I use. I could use larger ones, but they don't work as precise as I need them to work, because again, I have footed eyes. And this is a scone brush, and it's a small shadow brush, but I use the e.l.f. e.l.f. has a really good one as well. I think I have it here. Yeah, this one is the e.l.f. smudge brush, which actually works as well as a shader brush for us, and e.l.f. also has a small shader brush. So I'm going to the shimmer section of the RayeRaye palette now, and I'm starting with, oh my goodness, I was calling the wrong names all the time. Yeah, they're written on top and not below. Wonderful. So now I'm actually going in with Passion. So Passion will be the deepest metallic shade that they have there. Lightly tap your brush into these, because they are a little bit powdery, but they are very pigmented as well. And I'm basically patting this right where I put that dark purple matte shade. Tiffany, which is a kind of metallic bronzy orange shade, and I'm focusing that on the middle of the lid, and this one is really, really pigmented. And I'm actually placing it and taking it up directly into the crease, so that where they join, they meet the crease there, the crease shade that I put, the last one, it's kind of forming a line. I'm not doing it just on the lid, I'm taking it up a little bit higher. And then I'm taking this gold shade. This one is actually Fairytale now, and that is the one that I'm putting in the inner corner, and I'm bringing it up here, and you can see I'm using the brush to create my crease. So because the colors are so similar, they blend into each other very, very easily in this case. And now I'm going to work again in the crease and just blend everything together. So I'm taking back the same crease brush with no additional product, and I'm just running it over right there. So I'm creating my crease line there. And now I'm going to go back and relay some of the products that I use, the colors. So I'm going to go now to, this is actually Friday and Sunset, which is the purpley pink color and the orangey red color. I'm mixing both of them, and I'm taking it right on top that purple matte shade, because now we just want to blend out that shade there. So everything looks nice and gradient. Right now, when I'm going to go to face, and then we finish the eyes. So this is the Colourpop Amethyst priming spray that I use, and you could spray this directly on your face, but I don't, because the spray don't work real good. So I spray it, literally, I spray it into my hand. 2 sprays, I just rub it together and I pat it all over my face. and this is the one that they have for oil control. And by the way, all my skincare and everything would have been done already. And then I go with a second primer because I've just been loving using that spray. Today I will use the Loreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer. And I just use that much. And I'm going to spread it. Start in my T-zone. And the excess, I'm going to take it around my face. This primer is a good primer. It's alright. I don't really find it really keeps me as matte as, let's say, the Revlon Photo Ready or other drugstore primers. But it's okay. It's alright. So we'll just use it for the sake of doing this video. Next, I am going to use the Maybelline SuperStay foundations, and I'm going to mix 334 and 312. I will use a whole pump of the 334 shade. And I just use a little bit, like half of that amount. Let me see. No, not even half, like 1/3 of the amount of the 312, and I mix them together. Right, so I mix them together at the back of my hand, and then I apply. I kind of spread it out one time on my face. Don't I look beautiful? I have a little bit left on my hand, and I'll use that at the end. Now you see how yellow this looking, kind of yellow because of the lighting and so on, but don't worry, we will blend this out. I am using this Tarte brush from my set. You all remember when I hold this brush, I haven't put down this brush. I've been using it for foundation, and me, the beauty blender queen, using brush to do foundation, that's a major thing. I am in love with this brush, and look how easy this Maybelline foundation blends. Good. Foundation is on. Good. So next I'm moving on to concealer, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. And this is in the shade 35 Deep. And this is something that I do now. I'm going to use this is a beauty blender. I'm using a wet beauty blender, and this is something that I do when I am blending out concealer. I will usually bring it down here, and I bring it around here, and you'll see that it will automatically kind of contour my nose. So my nose is actually starting to look a little bit contoured. And what I do is I take back my foundation brush with no extra product, and I just go over the edges of where I put concealer, so everything blends in. So everything blends in there. Now to set, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me, the new Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and this is in the shade light medium. My same wet beauty blender that has some concealer on it is what I'm going to use. Right. So the next step is setting my entire face. BH Studio Pro powder. I use the shade 235. And this is an e.l.f. powder brush. It's like a flat top kabuki brush, and that's what I do. I press the powder. I'm not going to go in with any other movements like this to raise any skin up or whatever. You want everything to stay flat. And guys, I'm working under really some bright lights here, so in case looking a little bit washed out, or it will be lightened. So everything is nice and blended, and I'm going to use the shades in this same right at the bottom here for highlight as well as to do contour. So I'm going to use the middle shade called, let me read the writing this time, Mocha. Mocha to contour. Okay, so I will start on the highest point here in order to get my, this is where my cheekbone is. So that is where I will start placing product. This is the Real Techniques brush, by the way. It's their contour brush. I use this brush for all kinds of stuff. And you will think that that shade in the RayeRaye palette wouldn't do much, but it does. So I just blend that out. And what I like about this brush is that it's dense enough to pick up the product, but still good enough to blend out a contour, not make it look too harsh, right? I'm gonna still take that medium shade very lightly, and I take this around the perimeter of my face. And when I'm at the forehead, I actually do this right there, just to kind of shape the face a little bit. So I'm taking that middle shade, the same mocha color, and I'm taking it up to the perimeter of my face and just shading. So I'm actually allowing the highlighted part of my forehead there to just come out a little bit more. Taking that same shade from below, from under my ears, and bring it. Listen, I don't think it have anything hiding this double chin, but we'll try still. And then this is high class laziness. Watch this. I just pinch the brush like this. Any brush that I'm using for contour, whether it's this one or another one, I pinch the brush with the same product on it. And this is what I do to contour my nose. It ain't no rocket science, only by pinching it I'll get it thin enough. So I go down the sides, the two sides, keeping a straight line, and then I just cut right at the tip of the nose there, and that is what allows it to look prominent. See? And just in case there are any errors, the same beauty blender that had some of the powder that I had set the highlight with, I just go back down the middle. And there we go. So this is another Real Techniques brushes. This is the multitasking Real Techniques brush. I'm using the City Color Be Matte blush in the shade Zunnia. It's one of my favorites. Very affordable. You get a wonderful little touch into here. And right where the contour is, like I touch the blush right on the edge of that. And this blush just going very light-handed, right on the edge of the contour. I'm not just going and applying brush all willy-nilly. Right on the edge of the contour, so it looks like it's like a faded something. Right? Good. And I'm going to go in with the highlight from this palette. This is the shade what? Radiant. It's the middle shade at the top, Radiant. Right, you had your contour here, my blush just merges with that, and my highlight is also going to do the same thing on the brush. And this is actually from one of the brands of brushes that I also really like. This is Beauty Junkies, and this is their Pro Highlighter brush. I really like this brush. So I will put highlight on there on my cheekbones. I'll take the same brush and pass it right on the tip here. I am not the one to actually dot back into the highlight and put it on my nose. I just lightly pass whatever excess of highlight is there just on those areas to make them look a little bit more radiant. And once I do that, I'm gonna go in to do my brows. Lately I have been using the BH Studio Brow Waterproof Brow Pomade in the shade Brunette. This is what it looks like, right? And I've been using it to do my brows. I am not big into the brows thing. Like, I'm not a professional. I don't do all the crazy techniques. This is just what works for me. I need to have my brows done very, very quickly to go to work. So yeah, and this is I really like this brush. This is the Brow Gal brush from Tonya Crooks, and I got this in a boxy charm. So you all saw that I barely have a tail of a brow. So my entire tail has to be filled in. And my brows also need to be tamed, and I think that's why I've been liking this BH Studio Cosmetics brow pomade, because it tames the brows while I'm putting product on it. And I'm just taking my spoolie, running it through. I don't really put that much product at the tip of the brows, right? And then I go in and I clean up. I just clean up the underneath. I don't ever clean up the top. I don't have time for that. In the morning to go to work, yeah. And I don't have more than 2 minutes to spend on my brow. This is a no-name concealer palette. Coastal Scents has one as well. And I mix just whichever shade. I just touch it, and then I'm just gonna clean up the underneath of my brow. Taking this small travel size BH Cosmetics angled brush, and I just blend that out. Good. Then I will set that, and this is a color eyeshadow brush. This brush is the brush that I use every single time to set under my brows, and I'm going to use the shade NUDIST from the RayeRaye palette. Okay, good. Don't worry about what's happening in the crease, because we're going to go back there. Because once I do that, I will go back in now with my my blending brush, and I'm going to go back with the same shades that I had mentioned before, mixing Angel and Sunset and Spice. And I'm just going back over there to make sure this looks blended and nice and smooth. Wiping it off so any excess shadow will come off there, and I'm going to go in with Pancake right at the top, closest to where I put the brow bone color, that everything looks pretty blended. And the next part I'm going to edit out, because this is lining my eyes, and I'm just going to use the Inglot Gel Liner in 77. I'm not doing anything crazy like creating a wing or anything like that. And I think I remember telling you guys that most times I use this purple shade. It's number 75, and I use this almost every day. And I'm just going to use this little brush, and I'm just going to do a liner very quickly and come back. Right, so the top liner is done, and like I said, I use the Inglot Gel Liner in number 75. So what I'm going to do now is just finish off the eyes and do the lips. Right? Just going to line my under eyes, and this is the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in the shade Moonstone Brown. You could use black, you could use whatever color, purple, up to you. And I'm just very, very lightly putting this on. I'm focusing it in my waterline. And then what I'm going to do is that same small e.l.f. smudge brush that I showed you guys. I'm going to dip it in Connie, which is the purpley shade. And I'm going to smudge out that liner underneath there. And you see it starts to give it like a more smoky look. And then I'm going to take the purpley pinky shade, which is Friday, and I'm taking it right below that just to blend it out, so it looks a little bit similar to what's happened at the top. To finish the eyes, I'm using a brush from the BH RayeRaye brush collection, and this is brush number 7, and I'm taking the lightest highlighter shade here, this shade. It's a shimmery shade, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner with this brush. And the eyes are almost done. The only thing we left to do now is put on mascara, but before we put on mascara, this is what I do. I set my face, and I'm using the NYX Matte Finishing Spray. And because Sheri had time for that to wait to dry on its own, have this little gadget. I literally use this every day all day. Oh gosh, this feels so good, I wouldn't believe. The thing don't dry, I just doing it because it's feeling good. So I use that every day, and then I will just do my mascara. So one of the tricks that I told you guys about is using a lash primer. I'm not going to do lashes here. This is everyday for work. I'm not going to do lashes. So I'm using the Loreal voluminous one. And it's a white thing, and I'm just coating my lashes with it. I'm just going to coat the top lashes. And by the way, I spray satin spray before I do my mascara, because I don't know if this happened to anybody else. You do your mascara and then you spray satin spray and you close your eyes, and when you open your eyes, mascara everywhere. All under the eyelid. Nobody had time for that. So yeah. So lash primer is on, and then I have been loving the combination of these two. Well, either this Essence or the orange one, and this is the Essence Volume Stylist 18 Hour. This one has fibers. So I lay down this mascara first for the orange, and then I put the fibers. Oh, look what I just did. I got mascara blink, and I got mascara on my lower, under my eyes. Don't worry, we will fix that. So that mascara is on, and I'm just leaving that for like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is the second mascara, the fiber mascara. Yeah, y'all can see the difference. My eyes are done, except for the little bit of mascara that got under this eye, but we will wait for that to dry and then remove it. Don't ever move it while it's still wet. You're gonna smudge and mess up your whole makeup, so you don't want that. And to finish off this look, we're just gonna do our lips. But I can't put on lipstick without this product, and this is the Colourpop lip primer. Like, I have to use this. This like sets the base on everything. And in case you all don't legit believe me, yeah, Colourpop K as usual, this lip pencil, and this is what's going on. The liner down inside. And I literally had to do that every time to get it out. But I don't care, I love it so much. That's what I do, nothing very neat or whatever, because the lipstick is gonna go over it. And I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Ashton. Ta-da! There we go. Let's see if I could clean this eye. And because I want to be a little extra, right, so I dress up and I ain't going not one place. So I'm gonna go downstairs and tell my husband watch my face and tell him he had to carry me somewhere while I think. So this is what I tried to, my recreation of the look that I had in my favorites videos. I hope this was helpful. I will try to do some simpler looks. Some people have been asking me to do like 1 shadow or 2 shadow looks for work that, you know, you still look put together. But it's not going to take too much time, because in general I take about 20 minutes to do my makeup to go to work every day. So yeah, I will try to do some of those, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this was helpful. Bye, thanks for watching.